Hello Cancer, and welcome to my channel Inspiring Life Changes. Welcome back to those of you who've been here before, and welcome very much to those of you who've come across to find out what it's all about. My name's Colette. I'm an intuitive tarot reader of over 30 years experience, and this reading today is a general read for you Cancers. That's Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp energy. If you don't know where those placements are, there will be a free natal link in the description box down below for you to go and check out the astrology for yourselves. You just need your time of birth, date of birth, place of birth, and then you can find out, if you don't already know, where your moon, your rising, your Venus is, or whether you are a cusp part of that energy. Then if you look up your chart, you will get a lot more information. Also, you may know which sign your sun is in, for instance, but you may not know which degree it's at, which is also very helpful to know as and when you're being affected by the other planets as well. If you're interested in astrology, the natal link in the description box down below is a really good way to find out more about it as well. So check that out for yourselves, and if you do, check out also the other readings that I put out for your moon, your rising and your Venus as well. And I will also be doing a love reading after I have done this reading for yourselves, Cancer. So Cancer, starting your reading off with this card here as well. And before I forget, because I always forget because I'm really bad at it, you cross-watchers out there who are interested or are in a relationship with a Cancer, want to be in a relationship or have been recently in a relationship with a Cancer, you too may want to check out your own astrology as well, so you too can check out the rest of your signs and readings as well. I do all of the other zodiac signs, and also full moons and new moon videos as well. I usually talk about that at the end of my videos, but there is also a playlist there if you want to go and check out any of the other videos that I've put out previously as well. They are timeless. There is no date on my videos, because I think that when they get to you, if they resonate and if they make sense and if it's happening for you at that time, then that message is still valuable and you're meant to hear it when you hear it. So Cancer, coming back to this reading here, we have the Turkey Spirit, and the Turkey Spirit has come out up the right way, and he's saying give with gratitude and grace, which is really about a energy of giving, a spirit of giving, a potential. There's a potential. It's saying, for me, it's a bit similar to the Empress energy of the tarot cards as well. It's permanently full of this potential for giving, because if you think about the turkey, it's very much a giving bird. We eat the turkey at celebratory festival seasons. In America, you eat your turkeys at Thanksgiving. We eat turkey at Christmas. In the UK and all across the world, turkeys are renowned for their for that time of year, if you like, that kind of energy of the pleasure that you get from what the turkey gives you. I mean, eating the turkey. If you're not if you're not a vegetarian and you still eat turkey, then you will know that it's kind of something that's very symbolic in a way. The Native American Indians saw it very much as the energy of giving, of gratitude, and they would also use all of the animal as well in their ceremonies. But the energy behind the turkey itself is an energy of, once you give something, it's like giving freely. You have to give it with no expectations. Do not expect to receive anything back when you give something away. It's like you give it and you don't want anything back from it, because if you're expecting something back when you give something, then you're not giving it freely. And this is really what this energy is talking about. It's talking about the freedom of giving without the expectation. You have that ability now, Cancer, to give of yourself, give of your time, give of your energy. That is all freely given as well. If you can give to somebody who's in need at this time, especially, then this is a real bonus for that person and for yourself as well. It is a very Cancerian energy, in fact, when I think about it, because Cancers are all giving, all caring, compassionate, considerate, loving, gentle. It has that kind nature about it. And a turkey is also very kind of what's the word I'm looking for here? They are quite a vulnerable animal and vulnerable creature. You know, they don't really protect themselves particularly well. And Cancerians can have that energy about them as well, not really protecting their emotions. But this is basically saying that now is the time for you to be giving of yourself without expecting to receive anything back. And this is a general read, so it could relate to a lot of different things. Giving of your, like I said, your time, your energy, even just listening to somebody who wants to talk to you about something. That it's that kind of energy. It doesn't mean that you have to give out lots of your money and kind of, you know, give all your stuff away. It's not talking about that. What it is saying is that if there is the need at this time to give, then give it without thinking about what you're going to receive in return, and the universe will then give abundantly back to you as well, as a kind of flowing energy of give and take. It's also that energy of the Six of Cups in many ways, sorry, Six of Pentacles I should say, in many ways, that kind of balancing up of compromise and just kind of wanting to give for the sake of giving. But what we have as your first card here, your first energy, is the Nine of Wands. And as I was laying this reading out, and I have shuffled these cards really well, believe me, I shuffle the cards really well. I kind of spread them all out and shush them all about first, and then I do the kind of flick thing, as well as doing the that kind of shuffling as well. I know it's very difficult to express, but they get like 3 different types of shuffle basically. So these cards have been really well and truly shuffled. But when I'm looking at these cards that are down here now, I can see somebody else's reading here, like somebody whose read I've done recently, and I'm not sure who it is. It could have been Gemini, it could have been Taurus, could even be Aries. I'm not 100% certain whose reading it is, but looking at the cards I'm thinking, they look very, very familiar. Starting off with the 9, like I was saying, of Wands here, the 9 of Rods. The card of difficulty, of struggles, of finding yourself really exhausted at this time, not knowing if you can keep on going, needing to find some strength from somewhere, and it's in reverse as well. So this is saying to me that it's been a long time this energy has been in place. This has been, it feels like, you know, could be for, like you've been going through this energy for years now, a few years now, Cancer. And I would just like to say that you at this time, Cancerians, have been suffering all of that opposing energy from Capricorn. And if you know what's going on in Capricorn with Saturn, Pluto and Jupiter all hitting your energy in Cancer. So if you've got more than your Sun in Cancer, you will also have been feeling this really strongly, this opposing energy from the main malefics of Saturn and Pluto, who always work through adversity. So they're going to be hitting anything that you've got in your own sign here, and they're going to be with Jupiter there, they're going to be magnifying it as well. And basically they will have really been putting you through a tough tough time, because Capricorn is a tough, difficult energy in its own, but when it's got Saturn in there as well, it kind of magnifies that energy and makes it even harsher. So this is kind of like a really harsh energy of feeling and experiencing this for a few years now. And it's come out with the Lovers card here as your challenge. And it's kind of saying to me here that this is something that you need to lift yourself out of. You need to stop looking down at the ground, looking back at where you've come from, and start looking ahead, because with the 9 here, you've almost reached the conclusion. You're almost there. So this is saying for me, I don't think this is particularly about a relationship. I think this is more an energy of lifting yourself up, like she's being lifted up here. It's like lifting your spirits up, looking out, looking beyond where you have been so far. I think the actual Lovers card is indicating something that is going to help you, something that you love. It doesn't have to be a person. It can be an experience, something that gives you joy, brings you pleasure, something that's it feels like a powerful energy that kind of elevates you above everything else. When you're feeling down, when you're feeling that kind of heavy energy that the 9 of Wands here implies, because you have been to battle and back again, Cancer, and probably back again into battle. I would say this is kind of an ongoing slaughter that you may well feel as though you've been through. It could also have something to do with your own energy levels as well. It could also have something to do with health, because fire, the energy of fire, can represent our health, our dynamic, because it's action, because it can have a lot to do. I feel as though it could have a lot to do with a health or health issues that you may have had to look at, face up to, become aware of, battle through. And it could also represent, this could represent family, people around you, people who do love you. And you're kind of being told, because this is your challenge, you're kind of being told to recognize this, become aware of this energy here, that there are people there to support you and help you, that you're not on your own, even though you may feel like you're on your own here, Cancer, at this time. Because this is a card of also wanting to in some ways to do things on your own for yourself. It can be a card of isolation, of kind of like struggling through everything on your own and not wanting to accept support. You see there, he's kind of kneeling, he's on his knees, and he's kind of holding on to this rod here. Let's turn it out this way, as a kind of support, a support system, and the other 8 rods are in the background there, which could represent all the different kind of situations that you've had to go through, so to speak, during this year as well, kind of putting them in the past there, but they're still very much there in your awareness. So that's the challenge, and what's in your head and what you are aware of with the 4 of Cups, sorry, 5 of Cups, no, it is the 4 of Cups, it is the 4, I was right the first time. The 4 of Cups, again, is your you're not looking at what's coming in. You're not looking at the supporting energy that is being shown here. Again, it is in reverse. So it does feel like this sense of reluctance, this sense of like, oh, you know, things are never going to change. It's always going to be like this. I'm always going to end up with all this kind of spilt energy, even though these cups are standing. When it's upside down, it's like whatever's in these cups is falling out. It's just this sense and this feeling of like, you know, emptiness, of things just emptying out, and you being left with this kind of empty void of unhappiness and just this sense of never being fulfilled, and that you're never going to move beyond this energy, because this is what's in your head, this is what you are aware of, that you have reached this stage. And so whatever is being offered, you are also very kind of reluctant to see it, to look at it, to recognize it, to accept it. Even though it's kind of, if you look at it upright, it's kind of, it's being handed to you, literally like it's being handed to you on a plate. It's kind of saying, here, you know, take this. This is the love that I want to give you. This is the support that I want to give you. You're not alone here. You don't have to struggle through this on your own. You don't have to try and be the strong one all the time as well. Maybe that's also, because another thing about Cancerians, I'm going to say it, is that they're very good at this giving energy, but they're not so great at receiving. They find it difficult to receive. Maybe that's got a lot to do with this at this time, because the energy that you're working through and have been working with is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse as well. Self-esteem, self-confidence. Again, it's that upside down energy, almost complete though. Both of these being nines is saying that there is almost a completion. You're almost at the end of something here. You've almost got to where you want to be, but you're keeping yourself stuck in where you are. You're not allowing things to change or move forward, because you're being very stubborn here, Cancer, is how it's coming through for me. There's kind of this stubbornness of, no, I'm not. There may also be a energy of not trusting the universe even, and what it has to offer. But there's a sense of, nope, you're okay, I'll just do this on my own, because then I know where I am, I know what I'm doing. Again, this doesn't have to be a love relationship. This could be a family, this could be a business, this could be partnership with somebody in a business, this could be friendship, this could just be a general situation in your life at this time, just kind of the energy that you're having to deal with and cope with overall at this time, which maybe is also a work situation, something that's permeating right the way through your whole life at this time. It's like it's kind of, this is the energy that you're living in. And I will also say that Saturn and Pluto have been there for a few years now, and they are both very, well, Saturn moved into Capricorn 2 years ago nearly, and they are both very slow moving planets. And like I was saying, they always work through adversity. They always work through things that don't appear to be right for us, situations that kind of, we think we've created something good, and then it kind of doesn't turn out to be so good. And so I'm feeling that this energy is because of these situations, that this energy, you are just feeling as though you're almost like you have just, it can be a feeling of isolation again, like you've isolated yourself, you've cut yourself off from people around you, those that want to help you, those that want to give you support. Because this Nine of Pentacles can also be about recognizing how far you've come in your life, rather than kind of focusing on how far you believe you have yet to go to be successful, because this is also about success. Being Pentacles, it is about success, so it can also be to do with finances, especially if you relate your success to your work or your money situation, how much you have in your bank account, that kind of energy. If you kind of connect your self-worth and your self-confidence to these things, which can be very Cancerian as well. And at this time, with everything that's going on, there could also be this feeling that no matter what you do, you're not being successful. And again, Cancer, I will just say that this has got a lot to do with the Saturn and Pluto energy that is opposing all of your house at this time, the Cancerian house. So at the subconscious realm, subconscious level here, the kind of deeper rooted energy, the unknown level of things, we have the Magician in reverse. And I'm feeling as though this was an energy that was at one time upright for you, that you were manifesting things, you were manifesting what you wanted, what you believe you needed, what you thought was going to make you happy, and then something came and it flipped. Again, I would say Saturn and Pluto, particularly the conjunction that happened at the beginning of the year in Capricorn, opposing your sign again. So you will have felt this very strongly since January. I mean, everybody's kind of feeling this energy in their lives somehow, but because it's been opposing your sign again, it could have felt that your world literally turned upside down, that whatever it was that you were manifesting, this could go back further than that as well though, but whatever you were trying to manifest, it was like it just didn't work for you. And it feels as though you've been trying, you haven't given up, you're still trying to manifest this happiness, this dream, this success, this want that you have here. And the energy that you have moving in for you, Cancer, is actually upside down as well. So the Ace of Wands could well be this offer here, the same as this cup energy here, but again, you're not trusting it. That's how it's coming through for me. It's something very passionate, something fiery, something new, dynamic, something, and it feels a bit like I was saying about this energy here of just kind of allowing something to lift you up out of this darkness, out of this struggle, but you're not 100% certain about it. There's something about it that you're reluctant to step forward into, you're reluctant to trust, you're reluctant to maybe change your life with it. Maybe it's an energy that's going to come in and it has that potential to change your life. Maybe this is also about somebody wanting to give to you as well, Cancer. And again, maybe you are just thinking, I don't know if I can trust this energy. Ace of Fire, Ace of Wands. Also at this time we have Mars in reverse as well. Mars in the sign of Aries is not making our lives any easier either, as Mars is slowing right down. Our kind of energy is being depleted and we're feeling as though everything is really difficult, as if things aren't difficult enough for you, Cancer, with the energy of Saturn and Pluto. Mars is also sextile your sign as well, so it's going to be in reverse. It can be quite disruptive energy as well, because it's fiery, it's passionate, it's driving, it wants you to do things, it wants to make things happen. Sextile aspect, for those of you who don't know, is a supportive kind of energy. It wants to help things along. It's there to add to rather than take away from. So if you don't use that energy as well, especially with aces, because the aces are a new energy, if you don't use that energy, if you don't channel that energy into something new, into a new idea, into a new creative purpose, which is opening up for you here, you could find it kind of backfiring on you again, or it will just kind of sizzle out into nothing. It will just literally just kind of go like pff, and it feels a bit like this energy here. So something else that's being brought to my attention as well is the fire energy is a part of this, because it is the passion, it is the drive behind what we are trying to manifest. So if what you are trying to manifest, you don't have that drive and that passion and that real desire for it, it's just not going to keep manifesting. It's just not going to happen. Also, you could well be, or you probably are, focusing on what you aren't seeing, like you're not seeing the success and the results that you want here, and you haven't been for some time. So now you're kind of caught in that belief as well, that the universe is not going to bring you what you really want in the way that you really want it. So you're kind of fed up with it, ticked off with it, had enough of it. That's how it's feeling. And you're kind of, and again, it feels like that alienation energy. So if you don't put your drive and your passion and your desire into whatever it is that you're wanting, then it's not going to happen. It's just not going to manifest, or it will manifest in the way that you don't want it to. So let's see, let's do some confirming energy here, Cancer, and see what we get. Well, that was quick. And get the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, which is about harvesting. There's an energy of getting to a point where you feel as though you should be reaping the rewards for the time and the effort and the energy that you have already put into something. And maybe that's also what this turkey spirit is about here as well, is the fact that you are expecting results here. You're expecting to receive. And turkey spirit is saying just keep giving, and eventually you will get back. But don't be expecting to receive what you want to receive. Also, maybe not necessarily from the same energy or the same situation or the same person, because that doesn't always happen either. It can be, it's like that pay it forward energy in a way, like you put something into somebody somebody or something, and you get it back, but it doesn't necessarily come back from the same source. So it can come from a completely different source. It can come from a completely different stranger that you've never met, but just somebody who kind of brings you that gift, shall we say, from the universe that you obviously here, Cancer, are not open to. Not open to receiving it. So if you're not open to receiving it because you're so determined to reap a harvest, and maybe it's not the right time to reap this harvest yet. Maybe you haven't got to the, you know, you're still at the 9, you haven't got to the 10 yet. You haven't got, and when you get to the 10 here, the 10 is about laying down the baggage, letting it go in order to be able to move forward into a new energy, a new destiny, a new opportunity, a new passion, a new drive. So if you are, like I was saying, if you are expecting to receive at this time, I feel as though it's kind of saying it's not necessarily the right time to be doing that yet. Maybe you've still got to work on yourself here as well, Cancer. Maybe there's still this energy of you needing to allow this support into your life, because this is the challenge here. And if you don't allow this support into your life, because it's connected, everything's connected, you can't kind of pick bits and pieces. It's like it all creates its own story, if you like. We have the 2 of Swords over the top of this 4 of Cups. 2 of Swords again in reverse. Reverse energy is saying to me there's a decision to be made here. It's always about duality, this side or this side. It's a mental process. It's something you've got to think about very carefully, very deeply. But in doing so, you can also get stuck in that non-decision, that non-action, that non-actually doing anything about it energy as well. So you're just kind of staying in that place of, could be this, could be that. If I do this, will this happen? Will that happen? You do have the 8 of Pentacles here as well, which is saying that you could very well be very focused on your success at this time. There could also be 2 different potentials here for you, 2 possibilities, like a sense of which one are you going to put your time and your energy and your effort into in order to create something or make something work for you. The 8 is about your energy that you put into something. Being willing to put yourself and your time and your energy and your effort into something. Again, which brings me back to this turkey energy here of the giveaway. Something that needs to have your energy and your time and effort put into it if you're going to achieve results. And you could be dealing with a earth energy here as well. You've got the Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo or Capricorn energy. It could also represent that Capricorn energy of everything being kind of opposing you at this time. This can also be very Capricorn energy as well, about mastering something, mastering yourself maybe. Mastering this, whatever this situation is bringing up for you at this time, Cancer, with this Capricorn energy that is very strongly influencing you at this time and has been for a long while. Again, it's a sense of this kind of energy in a way as well, asking you about your belief in yourself, your self-worth, your self-confidence. Because the Queen of Pentacles, when she's upright, she is very sure of who she is. She's very regal in a way. I know they're all queens, but the Taurus energy, or the earth energy in particular, has this kind of grounded kind of confidence about them. They know who they are, where they belong, what their purpose is. They like the good things of life. So you may be dealing with a Taurus or a Capricorn or a Virgo as well, and you may also be feeling possibly that you don't know how to approach them, or there's a decision to be made about them. Or this sense that this can also represent, again, family, that success, the Queen of Pentacles. But it feels like a decision about something that involves your environment, involves your... Again, it just feels like this sense of self-worth and self-confidence, and not feeling as though you have that at this time, feeling as though you're very lacking in, again, maybe that support as well, not feeling grounded, not feeling as though you've got the support from the universe, or even knowing where you stand with something at this time. Could be work, could be a person, situation in general, just not knowing where you stand with it. How you feel about it, what the values of this energy is as well. Why, if you do value it, why do you value it? Or is it of value to you as well, Cancer? Is it going to help you? Is it an energy that is helping you, or is it an energy that is making you feel more drained, as though it's hard work? You could also be not seeing eye to eye with somebody at this time as well. It's grounded. Earth energy. Could be that somebody is very much more, that they don't see eye to eye with you as well. But it does feel as though it's an energy of not being grounded, not being settled, not being content where you are with what you're doing, that kind of energy. And we have the Three of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles come out over the top of this Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Knight of Cups as well. So the Three of Wands is saying that there's a situation that's making you feel as though you're going to be taking a risk here. Something needs to change here. There needs to be a lot more certainty, in a way, it feels like. And the Knight of Cups is also saying that either you want to either you or somebody else wants to create a sense of what am I getting here? A sense of, maybe it is a sense of certainty. You want to take something out of a place of not knowing, of risk, of impatience, or having to wait for something. You want to move something forward. You want to get out of this energy. It feels like you're coming back into your own energy here, Cancer, as well. It feels as though you're returning, in a way, to your own, because this is the sign of the water signs of Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces as well. We are in Scorpio season as well, but the Knight of Cups for me does feel here as though it is your energy. That you are wanting to it feels like get back in the saddle somehow. But you've had enough of hanging around, you've had enough of waiting, you've had enough of things like, you know, things going to change. Or are you going to have to do something about it? Are you going to have to kind of open your heart up and express how you're feeling to somebody here, Cancer? Are you ready to do that? This is the energy that you're working with at this time, that has been moving away over the top of this Nine of Pentacles. So maybe this is saying that you have kind of reached a point in yourself now where you feel as though it's time to do something. It's time to stop hanging around here. To move forward with this sense of, because Cancer energy, of course, is very romantic. It's very sentimental as well. Cancer energy doesn't always leave things or let things go easily. A Cancer in love is a Cancer in love. They do tend to hold on to memories. And there's also an element here of preparing. It feels like you're preparing, or you are now prepared to do something. Again, it's that opening of the heart. It's that kind of like, you know, if I don't ever try, if I don't take a risk, I'm never going to know. If I don't do something about it, if I just stay here and wait forever, it's just going to keep passing me by. Again, that doesn't have to be a relationship. That can be a sense of you coming out into the world again, like healed and ready, and kind of wanting to open up to the possibilities that are there for you to share your love with somebody here, to give your heart to somebody here. And over the top of the Magician energy, we have the Emperor in reverse. So these are both powerful energies. The Magician and the Emperor are both very powerful I hesitate to say masculine energies, but they are quite both very masculine, because although the Magician can also be quite a passive energy, it's also an active energy. It's a dynamic energy of doing, of making things happen. But the Emperor, when he's in reverse, is not and it feels to me that this situation, whatever this situation has been, has made you feel undermined, undervalued. As though you didn't have control of things. Because when the Emperor's upright, he's very much in command, he's very much in control, he knows who he is, he knows his place in the world, he knows that he's there to be served and to serve others as well. The Emperor in a positive energy, the masculine, positive masculine energy, is aware that he has responsibilities, but when he's in reverse, it just feels like this energy here is kind of saying that you, again, it doesn't make any difference whether this is masculine or feminine that I'm talking to here, whether I'm talking to a woman or I'm talking to a man. It's the energy itself that's going to make the difference here, and it feels as though it's kind of like you were undermined, or undermined, undervalued, disempowered, unempowered. That's how it's coming across. That's the word I'm looking for. Like when the Emperor is upright, he's an empowered being. And he comes from a place of strength, of knowing who he is, why he's here, what he's supposed to be doing. And a positive Emperor energy is about service to others, as well as being served as well. It's like knowing that, you know, this kind of position of power that you hold is not about abuse. It's not about control. It's not about trying to get your own way all the time. But when it's in reverse, there can be aspects of that. There can be a quality of being very demanding, very controlling, very very demanding and very controlling and very that's the word I'm getting here. But it's coming from, he himself is coming from a place, if he is demanding, if he is controlling, he's coming from a place, in this particular reading anyway, it is coming from a place of feeling undervalued. It's coming from a place of feeling as though you have had your strength, your power, it just feels like this energy, this drained energy here. of fighting too many battles, maybe. Possibly even of not standing up for yourself as well. It feels like a demasculated energy, demasculated. It's like it's a masculine energy that has become weakened. So it's lost its drive, it's lost its strength, it's lost its even its place in the world somehow is what's coming through for me. Particularly like with this chessboard, I'm kind of being drawn to this chessboard, and I kind of see chess as, you know, there's lots of different pieces on the board, and we can, as we go through life, kind of figuratively change roles on the chessboard and play out different characters in our lives, put on different hats, so to speak. But here it feels as though this energy lost its place on the chessboard, or it took itself off that chessboard. And maybe that's also why this manifestation energy as well, again, lack of passion, lack of drive, lack of belief in the self. It does feel like a demasculated energy, like all of that energy is just kind of sucked out of you somehow. So let's see what the Ace of Wands wants to say here. It too being in reverse. The Ace of Wands can also be a very sexual energy. I'm saying very fiery, very passionate energy. Okay, Hermit over the top. So this does feel as though, like this here is this light here, this guiding kind of light, this inner soul searching, because the Hermit is about inner soul searching, wanting answers, seeking answers from within. The Hermit can be an energy of not necessarily hiding yourself away, which is, I think, something that a lot of people make a mistake with the Hermit as well, although it can be, and it can be an isolating energy, and I do feel as though there has been a lot of that energy in this reading, this isolating energy of wanting to do things for yourself here, Cancer. But the Hermit can also be a guide and a teacher in a way as well. It's the inner guide, the inner teacher, seeking answers, looking for knowledge, looking for wisdom. Hence the snake that's wrapped around his cane here as well, because the snake is symbolic of wisdom. And you can still be out in the outside world and being very in this energy, this hermit energy. It's like, you know, you can be in a crowd of people but still feel isolated. Just because you're not kind of living in a cave somewhere doesn't mean that you're not feeling like a hermit inside. It is upright as well, so it's kind of saying to me that this energy is moving forward. It's like it's a, I get the sense of it being someone who's coming out of isolation, somebody who's been in isolation, and they've been learning a lot, or you yourself, Cancer, have been learning a lot. This has been a big experience for you, a big growth experience, in fact, is what I'm feeling, a kind of growth curve, shall we say. You've learned a lot about yourself, self-reflection, lighting your own path, seeing things in a different way, understanding things in a different way, looking at things in a different way, seeing in the darkness, seeing into the darkness, through the darkness. The shadow energy can also be involved with the hermit as well, working with your shadow energy. And it is over the top of this Ace of Wands here as well. So maybe there is also this sense of mastering this side, this kind of impulsive, possibly impulsive energy here. But it feels like something that's being learnt on a deeper level with the hermit. And it's all very green as well. If you look at the card itself, it's very green, and the green for me kind of connects with the heart chakra. The heart chakra, working with your own heart chakra energy here, working with past love experiences or relationship experiences or experiences that have hurt you in the past. Healing your heart, which could also have something to do with this Knight of Cups energy as well that I was feeling earlier, the healing your heart in order to come forward. But it feels like there's a sense of kind of wisdom, something that has been learnt deeply, like really deeply kind of embedded, or yeah, it feels like something that's not just been kind of like a shallow experience. It's not just been something that you've kind of gone through and come out the other side of like really fast. This feels like this is something that has been learned on a really deep level of wisdom and understanding, and possibly even from previous like childhood experiences about yourself, Cancer, things that you have possibly gone through previously and have kind of not given yourself the time maybe in the past to actually look at and acknowledge. And it just feels to me as though you're coming out as this much more wise individual here. A deep wisdom that you're kind of carrying with you. This sense of something like, you know, now I understand this. Now it makes sense. So let's see what the Moonology cards would like to say here, what the moon wisdom is for you, Cancer. Interesting. You have the South Node, which is saying don't let your past hold you back. And Cancer, you have recently, over the last 18 months up until May, when the nodes actually moved out of the sign of Cancer and Capricorn, but you went through 18 months of having the South Node in the sign of Capricorn, opposite again your sign of Cancer, with the North Node, where the North Node was. It's now moved into Gemini, and the South Node is now in Sagittarius. But you've had this South Node in your opposing sign again, your opposing energy. And it is, the South Node is all about what we need to let go, what we need to release, what we need to move on from. So maybe there's also a connection with this energy here as well, of kind of this sense of understanding and wisdom, and having kind of realized something in the past that you now have to move on from. Don't let the past, your past, hold you back, which I feel in some ways you are, or you have been doing here, Cancer, with all this kind of isolating, keeping people away, not allowing people to support and help you when they're wanting to do so, when they're there for you. Although it does feel as though that is changing. Yeah. I feel as though the potential is there to remain in that past energy because of that Ace of Wands as well. This kind of sense of not trusting the future, what's coming in, because it's in reverse. And the Hermit is kind of saying, you know, take it as a guiding light here. So too many of these cards are ran the wrong way. I don't know how that's happened. Yeah, take it as a guiding light. Allow yourself to experience what it is that you need to experience in order to evolve and grow and learn. Okay, so 2 cards have come out for you here, Cancer. I'm going to take these 2. The first is a blessed idea, and it says, an idea manifests endless blessings, but you must act to bring the idea to life. The time is right. Know that the world is full of ideas floating around aimlessly until someone notices and breathes life into them. This is your time to shine. Have faith. And also this Hermit energy as well. I do feel as though this is kind of you, like shining your light, like I was saying. Your time to shine your wisdom, your understanding, your knowledge. Maybe you have kept that under wraps until now. The blessing of just being. You may have been thinking that if you had acted or chosen differently in the past, things would be better now. But in thinking this way, you fail to see the positive effects your past actions and choices have had on both yourself and others. Look closely and you will see many blessings. So I'll just show you these 2 together. Anybody who wants to screenshot the messages as well. Namaste blessing cards. seem very apt and very appropriate for you here, Cancer, both of these. Look closely and you will see many blessings. Maybe that's also what this Hermit is saying as well. Look at the details, because it can be a Virgo energy, the Hermit, and Virgos are very much into the details. Of course, the saying the details is in the devil, sorry, it's in the details, kind of comes to mind with it being you know, that's where you find the fears and the shadow side of things as well. So Cancer, I'm going to leave your message there and say I really do hope that it has made some sense to you. I hope that you've got something from it, that it has helped you somehow. If it has, please could you thumbs it up for me, because the more likes it gets, the more it gets put out onto the wider YouTube platform, the more other people can get to see the messages, the more it can get recommended to other channels as well, which really helps, because then people tend to see a recommended video, and because it's been recommended, they'll kind of be more inclined to click on it and have a look at it, in which case they can come back to my channel and look at my other videos, and also hopefully subscribe. Thank you very much to those of you who have subscribed, and to those of you who have liked my videos and shared my videos and commented on my videos. I really, really do appreciate it. And I have answered those of you who have commented. For some reason, I'm not getting notifications from YouTube about comments, so it's only by chance that I kind of come across them. So if I don't answer your comment, it's not because I'm being rude or ignoring you, it's literally because there's no notification. So I don't know what's going on there, but I will try and answer the comments as I find them. So if you haven't subscribed, please could you also do so. There is a button on my video which you can just press, and it will open up a notification bell thing, which you can tap on that bell if you want to get the videos as and when I put them out, which also helps to spread the message as well. And also please do share, do comment, because it is nice to get feedback from you and to know whether or not my videos are helping or resonating. Those comments that I have had have been really helpful, and I really do appreciate them. They've been really nice comments, so that it just helps me to know that I'm not just kind of sitting here and just talking to myself and just, yeah, talking into a camera with no feedback. It isn't always an easy thing to do, to tell the honest truth, especially as a tarot reader. But I think that's probably everything. I could probably waffle on, but I'm not going to. So thank you very much again, Cancer, for watching my videos, and please take really good care of yourselves and take good care of anybody else around you at this time that you can, and hopefully I will see you again soon.